Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, and that is hurricane. You must have heard about hurricanes a lot, especially in the recent years due to climate change. Their frequency, their intensity has been increased a lot. So today we are going to discuss what a hurricane is, how it develops, and some more details about it. A hurricane is a rapidly rotating storm system characterized by a low pressure center, a closed low-level atmospheric circulation, strong winds, and a spiral arrangement of thunderstorms that produce torrential rains. So it is actually a rotating storm system. If we just simply say what is a hurricane, it's a rapidly rotating storm system, as you can see in the background. You must be confused about certain terms which are frequently used, like cyclone, hurricane, typhoon. What's the difference between these three? Well, the only difference between a hurricane, a cyclone, and a typhoon is the location where the storm occurs. Hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons are all the same weather phenomena. We just use different names for these storms in different places. In the Atlantic and Northeast Pacific, the term hurricane is used. The same type of disturbance in the Northwest Pacific Ocean is called a typhoon, and in the South Pacific and Indian Ocean the term cyclone is used. Hurricanes are rotating systems of clouds and thunderstorms that form over tropical or subtropical waters. Hurricanes are one of the nature's most powerful storms, and they can bring strong winds, storm surge, flooding, and torrential rainfall that can lead to inland flooding. Now, you can see here the area around equator, which is highlighted as pink, is the tropical area, and this dotted yellow line on both sides, it represents the subtropics. So these phenomena can be seen in tropical and subtropical regions. So now we are going to see the environmental conditions which are necessary for a hurricane or cyclone formation. Number 1. Warm waters having temperature 26 degrees Celsius or more throughout a depth of about 150 feet. Generally, a minimum distance of at least 300 miles or 480 kilometers from the equator, as we have discussed before, like it is usually a phenomenon seen in tropical and subtropical regions. Number 3, relatively moist air near the mid-level of the troposphere, that is about 16,000 feet or 4,900 meters. And the fourth one is low values, less than about 20 miles per hour of vertical wind shear between the surface and the upper troposphere. So if these four conditions are met, we can say that a hurricane is likely to form. But why does storm system spin? The reason behind its spinning is the Coriolis effect. As you know that Earth is a spinning, rotating body. So anything that moves on a rotating body tend to change its position, its path. So here you can see that on the Earth, when an object moves from north to south or a longitudinal line, it will undergo apparent deflection to the right of its original path. That is due to the Coriolis effect. So the reason of this phenomenon is that the earth rotates from west to east. So anything that moves in a straight line from north to south in the northern hemisphere, it tends to deflect a little bit towards its right of the original path, and if it moves from south to north in the southern hemisphere, it tends to deflect towards the left of its original path. So here you can understand what I am talking about. So due to Coriolis effect, the winds in the northern hemisphere deflect to the right of their original path, and in the southern hemisphere, winds deflect to the left of their original path. So that is the reason hurricanes spin counterclockwise in northern hemisphere and they spin clockwise in the southern hemisphere. What happens is, when the conditions which are required for the formation of a hurricane, when they met, usually 26 degrees Celsius temperature is there in the ocean, hot air rises up leaving behind a low pressure area. So what happens, the surrounding air, following the gradient from higher concentration to lower concentration, they rush towards this low pressure area to fill this area. So due to Coriolis effect, they are going to be spinning, right? Because of the deflection in the northern hemisphere, they're going to spin counterclockwise, and in the southern hemisphere, they're going to spin in clockwise direction. Now we're going to see several different categories in which a hurricane can be categorized. There are 5 different categories starting from 1 to 5 depending on their wind speed and the damage that they can cause. The first category is the one in which the wind speed of a hurricane or a cyclone is between 74 to 95 miles per hour. It is likely to cause relatively less damage. Category 2 hurricanes have the wind speed of 96 to 110 miles per hour, and they are going to, or they will possibly cause extensive damage. Category 3 hurricanes have the wind speeds between 111 to 129 miles per hour, and they will cause devastating damage. Category 4 and 5 hurricanes are considered as catastrophic because of their higher wind speeds. Category 4 hurricanes have the wind speeds between 130 to 156 miles per hour, and that of Category 5 hurricane has the wind speeds of 157 miles per hour or higher than that. So any hurricane that is seen into an ocean, depending on its wind speed, it can be just given a number from the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. And that was all about the hurricanes. Thanks for watching this.